Hey people, Injured here, 3v3 Faction War. This is Argus Desert Gate and Orks versus Tyranids for the blue Orky team. We have PotatoBiribilla with a Kommando knob, infiltrating hero that shoots you, stabs you and blows you up. Orky style, begins ranged combat with a twin link shooter alongside. Volhrim with a Warboss, a melee hero that can walk through objects, very good offense, disruption and support from the front line. This is the Freebooters DLC. And rounding off the team here, best noob with a Mekboy, teleporting hero that fights in ranged combat with lots of awesome Orky gadgets, giving him high versatility on the red Tyranid team. Two Hive Tyrants. First up is Hiveminion, and we also have Arseman, also known as Hunter. These guys walk through objects and cannot be suppressed, very durable, strong offense, support and disruption, beginning melee combat with a basic synapse. I shall call them Miguel and Mateo. Rounding off the teams then, oLev with a very bioluminescent Ravana Alpha, a tunneling hero, strong mobility, powerful offense and a bit of support. Begins with a ranged weapon but can get specialized melee gear. Where's the tunnel? There it is. Spore mines. I don't think spore mines can get in tunnels. We have a Kommando in a garrison. Hormagaunts trying to cap, but here comes some more Dakar. And Sluggers following it up, of course. More Termagants hitting the field. Meanwhile, in the mid, Warboss is charging through. Gets a stomp. Hive Tyrant is chasing some shooter boys. We got Termagants capping. And I don't know if Mateo is going to get away here. 48 hit points should be okay, out of the range of the Dakar now. West side, meanwhile, on this resource lane, lots of points to cap. We have Hormagaunts barely getting out of there. Spore mines coming in and infecting the stuff with some Tyranid crap. Some damage over time. Mekboy is in a little bit of trouble. He's in heavy cover but still taking damage from those Termagants and does get away, I think. 11 hit points. And shooters can now cap this wreck point. Maybe have a couple of shots at the node. Ravana Alpha is pretty low but does win the Eastern tussle. In fact, Hormagaunts have pushed onto the power and spore mines are lying in wait for some poor Orks. Speaking of spore mines, those fellas in the mid still doing their thing. Shooter boys get away, I think. I'm not sure if the explosion does any initial damage or if it's all just damage over time these days. Back in the day, of course, they had that massive explosion that took like 3 seconds or something, but players soon worked out how to time it on retreating units and absolutely decimated them over and over again. Ravana Brood on the way now for Hunter. We got a Warrior Brood for Hiveminion and one on the way for oLev. Storm Boys for Volhrim. That's what I like to see. A Warboss that gets some Storm Boys. And here they are, breaking stuff in the mid. Nothing was capped here. I'm sure those Termagants tried. Warboss is going to get on it. And this is best noob coming in from the west side, maybe followed by Tyranids. Nope. Hiveminion is sticking to this lane, smacking up the node. But here comes some flanking Orks, and Mateo joins the party. But you're kind of isolated, buddy. Looks like they are going to get the node eventually. Warrior Brood here also provide a basic synapse to these little Termagants and stuff. Ravana Brood of Hunter. Good target for a burrow strike. It's a lot of shooter boys. But they go for some shots instead. East side, meanwhile, Dakar. We have a stun bomb in on the Barb Strangler Warrior Brood and suddenly a Warboss. Lots of tunnels over here for him to just walk over. Awesome special attack there from the Bang Bang Hammer. Not a weapon you see all that often. I believe it was recently buffed. 75 melee DPS, not bad, and also buffs nearby allies on hits. Pretty good range too, as you can see. It's like 28 range, isn't it? It says, yeah, 28 radius. Storm Boys are going to be painful for these Tyranids. They're going to be going after those Warrior Brood fellas if they can, I think. Their power weapons slicing through the Warrior Brood's heavy armor, doing bonus damage. Looters up for Potato, 2 of them in fact. These guys going mid though to defend the VP, because Mateo and his army of Tyranids are on it. And Miguel is here too. Warrior Brood did barely get away. Looks like they're going to actually cap the VP here. 394 to 491. More Storm Boys on the way for Volhrim. I like this Warboss. They're losing their other units, but hey, more Stormboys. Hormagaunts chasing the shooters into the garrison. Looters need to turn around quickly. They're going to get done from the other side though. 1-to-1 cap here. Can they kill a model on the way? They can. They kill a Termagant. Ravener's getting into melee. Is there anything in retreat path? There is. Some Hormagaunts, but I don't think they're going to give up their power bashing to get them. They might have been able to kill him there. Or at least got another model. Here's some more Daka. Looters need to be careful setting up the Raveners though, using their Burrow Strike on shooters instead. Here's some suppression though. Now the Ravener Alpha can get into melee. But here's the Daka, and we do have big shooters for that on-demand suppression of aiming. What's that? Ravener Alpha could go down in retreat if those Stormboys turn around, and here's more Stormboys from Volhrim. But Ravener Alpha just got shot to death, in fact. Who needs to turn around and hit him? Warrior Brood being chased. Spawn mines are there, but they will do friendly fire, I believe. There's Ardboys, and there's Use Your Choppers. 2 global buffs from the Warboss, making them tougher and more dangerous in melee, and they almost wiped out that Warrior Brood. Staying in play for way too long here, oLev. Just tried to keep the engagement going, waiting for support, which did eventually come. Here's Hunter with improved Synapse and Rending Talons. You see the remains of a Seismic Roar. Ravener gets revived, but I don't think Mateo's going to get away here. Oh, maybe. Kommando trying to finish him. You going to shoot, fella? There we go. And does get him down. Warboss showed up just to make sure it was done. Just yelled at the Kommando. Shoot him, you get. Stormboys jumping in on a sizable blob for tier 1. This is double Termagants and a Ravener Brood. Warboss knocking over his own Stormboys. Of course he does. But there's that bang bang hammer with those constant buffs going in. These could be some really brutal Stormboys in tier 2. If they survive, these guys barely making it out of there. In fact, Hide the Boys used there by PotatoBiribilla. Quick thinking. So Hunter is down right there. Uh-oh. Speaking of Stormboys being good in tier 2, those guys won't be in tier 2. Warboss is pissed now. Hormagaunt, double Hormagaunts. Can do some work even against the Warboss. This guy's level 3 already, does have spiky armor. And does escape, I believe. Yes, he should be okay. Some good health regen from spiky armor. Kommando with no war gear. Maybe we'll see that special shooter in tier 2. Hive Tyrant there getting dackered in the face, runs away, but the red team, the red Tyranid team, do retain the east side. What's been going on over here then? Best Noob assuming they're tier 2, and well, 2 players are on the way. 1 player is tier 2, this is oLev, level 2 Ravener Alpha, a level 2 Hive Tyrant, and a level 1 Hive Tyrant. They both have improved Synapse and Rending Talons. Old Miguel and Mateo. 297 to 491. Kommando getting a cap under fire. Looks like they might be able to. There's a lot of Daka backing him up there, and some looters with suppression. Well, it's going to be close. Do you really want to risk this? They don't want to risk it. Shooters will pick up the cap. And I imagine they can outshoot tier 1 Termagants. I guess it depends who's got cover and stuff. Looters are going to get Burrow Strikes. Stormboys here for Volhrim, who rounds out tier 1 with a couple of shooter boys. A couple more shooter boys, I should say. Now has a total of 3. 2-to-1 cap there. Looters get away. But I think the Orks have enough here to hold this east side. Stormboys are in the back lines. Hormagaunts there to counter initiate. There is the Use Your Choppers again from the Warboss. And everything just fled. Can they get onto these warrior fellas? There's the jump. Hormagaunts are there to counter initiate. I think Use Your Choppers last for like 20 seconds. They're getting hits in. But there's a Seismic Roar. And needs to be careful, these Stormboys. There's the retreat. Don't think they had the energy to jump again. Yeah, didn't quite have it. But here's Mateo. Trying to finish him off. Almost did so. Those Rending Talons really hurting those fellas on retreat. Stormboys pushing up a bit too far to get this power bash. They should have backed off earlier. They really wanted to take out that power. Don't think that was worth it. Now you're going to lose the east side. I mean, you might have lost it anyway. There is a Hive Tyrant here. And suppression and stuff, but it's a lot of Daka. I think if they held back a little bit, could have stayed in play and fought them off. The VP. There's a Tyrant Guard for Hiveminion. There's also one out for Hunter. And another one on the way for Hiveminion, known for the double Tyrant Guard tier 2. It's a pretty solid way to carry yourself through to tier 3. Especially against Orks. Really good against Orks, these guys. They don't have access to plasma weaponry. And Storm Boys with their power weapons will do a lot of damage, but they're going to get minced by a Tyrant Guard. Pushing through the Tyranids now. Some Venom Brood here for oLev. Ranged Synapse on the way. It's going to buff those Termagants up. No war gear for the Ravenet Alpha yet. There is that Orky shotgun, the special shooter. Almost killed those Hormagaunts. What is the DPS on this thing? 13.14. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it delivers it in bursts, and that high explosive shells is insane. Has that passive chance of knockback too. 30%, not bad. Not bad at all. Now back away, fellas. Here comes a Warboss, level 4. Now I'm angry. Gets crippled though by the crippling poison of some Termagants somewhere. These fellas. Maybe a stomp now. No, it's a special attack. Storm Boys have found some warriors. They don't have their Knob Leader yet. Level 2 though. Death Dread on the way for Volhrim. And the Venom Brood are getting destroyed on retreat. Should be okay though. So the Warboss can charge in on them. And they can also be jumped by the Storm Boys, which will allow the Death Dread to close the distance. The Ravenet Alpha is getting the Synapse Aura for damage. But other than that, I guess the Tyrant Guard can do some anti-vehicle damage. Not a lot else though. And these guys are over here right now. Here's the double Tyrant Guard for Hiveminion. Warrior Brood get away. War Truck over here for Best Noob to support these Orks with some reinforcement. Tyrant Guard, as you can see, very slow out of Synapse range. Capillary Tower here to try and help with that speed. And they're mincing through some Orks. Not a whole lot here to touch them super well. The super heavy infantry and that bounce off this piercing damage pretty easily. But Sluggers now with a Knob Leader and Burners, those are power weapons. And they're having an effect, as you can see, immediately when the Sluggers get in there. The Tyrant Guard having to go to Shield Wall, which gives them vehicle armor and a bunch of health regen. Meanwhile, east side, the Red Tyranid team are going to retake the VP. So 2-2-1 to 4-0-1 on the VPs. There's some beamy Death Gun looters, which is a strange thing to see over here. oLev didn't get a Tyrant Guard or anything. Well, Hunter has lost their Tyrant Guard somewhere. Maybe the looters had something to do with it. I don't see the remains. And that's a third Tyrant Guard for Hiveminion. Is that a mistake, or are they wanting the the Tyrant Guard tier 2? I mean, pretty nuts. Death Dread getting stuck in. Takes out a Ravener Brood. We've got tank busters here. They're just getting ready for Party Effectors, aren't they? Death Dread taking a lot of damage now. The Corrosive Devourer of the Ravenet Alpha is in. When you turn on that corrosive shots, it's painful. Down goes the Death Dread. I'm not sure what these fellas are doing. Mekboy gets a good Warp Vomit. Surprise, we didn't see those fellas out for each player, and maybe a little bit earlier. Down goes the Hive Tyrant of Hiveminion. Miguel has fallen. Tyrant Guard, I think, is going to be okay. Charges out. What about this fella? You're okay. Did you get a third one? I don't... Oh, there it is. We do see 3 Tyrant Guards for Hiveminion here. There's the Cult of Speed, I think it's called. Global ability of the Mekboy, speeding up allied vehicles and giving them lower cooldown for their weapons. This guy's in Shield Wall. The other fella fighting against Sluggers. Of course, they are reinforcing off the truck. So yeah, also needs to go into Shield Wall. Mekboy can get an anti-vehicle weapon, but I don't see any signs of it. So they might be able to just tank this out with their Shield Wall. Where is the rest of... Here we go. Here's the rest of it. Can they save the Tyrant Guards? I assume the other one's healing up at base right now. There is more Daka, another Mekboy Global. Uh-oh. War Truck gets electroshock grubbed by these fellas, but it looks like it's going to be okay. Gaunts got wiped out. Here comes a flank though from Hunter. We've got some looters with a beamy death gun being all sneaky like from Potato. And they're going to take out those Tyrant Guard. Down goes one. It's not going to last. Don't think they can save it. Orks pushing back hard. Tons of Greenskins here. Here's the first Carnifex on the way for Hunter. I mean, Tyranids are hitting tier 3 at a decent time, but can they capitalize? Down goes the other Tyrant Guard. Still one left. Still one left, and Hiveminion can go tier 3. But they're losing their power. It's always really painful to lose your power at the start of tier 3. But hey, they're bashing power. Doing well on the east side is oLev. Going tier 3 themselves. Hiveminion needs to make that choice. Do you get some zone throats up or something? Because they have some ranged blobs here. Double tank busters. Double shooters for every player. In fact, Best Noob has triple shooters. Oh, and so does Volhrim. It's a lot of shooter boys. All of the Daka. Uh-oh. Ben and Brood get caught, although there are no melee units on retreat, so they should be okay, I think. Retreating units taking 75% less ranged damage, and that is a Tyranno formation from, I assume, Hunter. Gets all this stuff off the field. Can they get the VP back quickly? Should be able to. Uh-oh. Weird Boy's in a bit of trouble, and there's the... Oh, he gets it done. What's that thing called again? I can't remember. It's the global ability of the Ravener. Doubles the damage of a unit. But they lose 50% of their hit points. And that was painful. Someone will tell me in the comments what it's called. Not often I see it, or not often I notice it. Really great for Gene Stealers, since they can get health back per hit now. Here's that Carnifex. No upgrades. But it's swinging those giant claws. And it's painful for sluggers, it turns out. They do get away. Hive Tyrant of Hiveminion goes down. There's that surviving Tyrant Guard. Ripping through some shooter boys. Good special. Carnifex chasing the war truck. Gets a rear armor hit, but it's not quite enough to take it out. Tier 3 for PotatoBiribilla. The other Orc still in tier 2 here. And the east side is red. Double cap, in fact, for the Tyranids. Gonna get a revive is old Mateo. Is that Kommando level 4? Might see a big height with some shells on the termagants. We do. That's so satisfying. Just demolished. They escaped though. They did escape. Warboss going for his natural VP. Carnifex needs to be careful. It's a beam he's shooting at you. And double tank busters, I think. Yep. Other ones are coming out. 80 to 357. Do the Tyranids have this now? The double cap. Getting a natural power back. Keeping the pressure up on the VP. Not sure they have the bodies to do it right now. And some commandos called in by Potato. Being all sneaky like going for the natural VP, I think. Carnifex has spotted them and has a barbed strangler now. 62 to 357. Big VP lead for the Tyranids. A Neurothrope on the way for Hiveminion. Tier 3 for the Orks though. And two of them have enough to drop some rocks. Commando's got the decap. He ought to get away. Barely. 29 hit points on that guy. Current guard now needs to tank a whole bunch of damage. That's a really good Barb Strangler shot. A bit of damage there. That thing is nuts. Warrior Brood getting a cap. Some Orks going east to try and grab that VP. That's a whole bunch of dead termagants, it looks like. Warboss is now level 5. Has the boss pole. Keeps them boys in line. More Barb Strangler shenanigans, this time from a Warrior Brood. There's that Crippling Poison. Need to try and keep those sluggers suppressed. There we go. Barb Stranglers do their job. This War Truck has been amazing for Best Noob. Is this the same one? It is. Level 3. 54 to 357. Tyranid formation. Did they spot it? They did. That first Spire comes so fast though. And it's a good hit. Really good hit. In fact, took out one of Volhrim's shooter boys. And those guys barely got away. Here's a Neurothrope. Good for perhaps knobs and stuff. And flash kits, I believe, are also heavy infantry. Here's a looted tank, though, for best noob. Hunter considered some tier 3 gene stealers there. But goes for a Neurothrope. Nope. Now what? It's a Zone Thrope for Hunter. There's the 1-to-1 cap. Here's an Orky shotgun. There's the big old high explosive shells. And then a knockback straight after it. And sluggers piling out of a war truck. Those termagants are super dead. oLev has so much resources. What are they waiting for? And also drop a nuke. There's a Carnifex on the way. This Tyrant Guard is still going. Level 2. Can they push through the mid a little bit here? The Tyranids. Looks like a Hive Tyrant is capping the west side. Oh, it's a Ravener using the tunnels. Orks are taking the east side back. They haven't had it for a while now. Concentrated on the mid. Did some decent work. But they'd like to hold that contested VP for a while, I imagine. There's that boss pole buff on everything. Paroxysm and Eclecticism. Those are from the Neurothrope. War truck. Are there sluggers inside to go after the Neurothrope here? Current Guard is there to counter-initiate. There are sluggers inside. Are they getting out? What's going on here? The war truck went down. And the sluggers are stuck. Great. Dawn of bugs. It's very strange. I think maybe they were ordered out and then very quickly ordered back in. And the engine didn't know what to do about that. So they got stuck. Which is a shame. Those were best noobs, sluggers, but definitely his war truck. Carnifex on the way now for Hiveminion. oLev's is a unupgraded Carnifex for now. Hunter's level 3 with this barbed strength. That is painful. Neurothrope on the way now for Hunter, the second one. Where's the first one? There it is. Artillery unit. Doesn't do friendly fire and has a nice little health regen aura too. Uh-oh. Raven Alpha was caught sleeping, capping things. Seismic roar and a run. 54 to 301 here on the VPs. Orks are holding on to a 2-to-1 cap, but for how long? Because there's Tyranids on the east side now. Might get flanked. There's a tank. Barb Strangler it is for oLev. oLev's Carnifex that is, but here's some rockets. And that is so much damage from that barrage. Wow. Was that 3 barrages? No, I think it was 2 barrages maybe. No, how many barrages was it? It was your tank bus. There was only 1 barrage, I believe. Carnifex is not going to survive. Triangle formation does take the tank out. But down goes the Carnifex. 49 to 294. And Orks taking back the east side with Commandos who cap faster than normal. Carnifex explodes. Why not? Yeah, tank busters are pretty good at their job. And there's a lot of them now. Is that 4 of them on the field? Yep. Some looters for best noob, most likely a beamy death gun to help fight all these Carnifexes. Well, there's only 2 of them now. Only 2 of them now. 45 to 286. Orks are still in there with the 2-to-1 cap. Looks like Tyranids are pushing mid though. Meeting a whole bunch of Dakar as you do. There's that Neurothrope. Doesn't naturally regenerate energy as you can see. It needs to use abilities to power its other abilities. Can use Absorb Life or Spirit Leech, I believe it's called. Sneaky Commando still got hit by a Barb Strangler. Here's a Knob Squad. He's waiting for these fellas. It's from Volhrim. And they just took out Mateo, and there's a Rocks, and there's a great place to put it. Almost took out the Carnifex. Lots of friendly fire on the Knob Squad, which might allow the Carnifex to escape. Really good nuke though by, I think, Volhrim. Might have been Potato. Tyranid formation does nothing. Was trying to catch the knobs chasing, I think, perhaps. Here's some Raveners. catching the Venom Brood, catching the Commandos, I should say. Venom Brood are long gone, right? Oh, they still have them. oLev still has them. And they are fighting a tank, but being tied up in melee by a Mekboy, which in turn forces them into melee. There's that electroshock grubs. Now the Mekboy is suppressed. Can they finish off the tank? They can. Clutch play there from oLev. Good priority on these targets. Gets the job done. 35 to 256. 1-to-1 cap. That could be a vital decap there from the Orks. They are taking the east side back. Carnifex coming in. Getting a barbed strangler from oLev. The first one went down, of course. Orks might want to back away here. They do have a bunch of stuff on this VP, just paranoid that getting it decapped, of course, with only 35 VPs. There's a Mega Rumbler, messes up the Carnifex. Can they take it down? Where are the tank buses and stuff? There they are. And there's a Beamy Looter too. Commando's Knob Leader, of course, also gets a rocket launcher. Those Hormagaunts are going to be Orky left hook to death. Bob Strangler needs to get away. The Carnifex goes down again. Neither of them have lasted long for poor oLev. Not much they could have done about that Mega Rumbler, but maybe could have got it moving a little bit quicker afterwards. I'm sure they were watching something else, and now the Commandos have their Knob Leader. Done a good job setting themselves up to fight Carnifexes. Turns out rockets are pretty good at that. Lots of Orks in the mid. So Brood Nest, not sure where that Carnifex is going. Guess they're just watching the VP. Beamy Looter's getting shots on here. There's those double zone threats. Can they get some decent shots in on the Knobs maybe? Knobs are pissed, Frenzy is up, and they're supported by a Boss Pole, Warboss, and of course the Bang Bang Hammer. It's a scary combo. And this Carnifex does not have melee resist with a Barbed Strangler, so it needs to be so careful. Happy to engage right now. Can it even get away? Here's a Venom Cannon Carnifex for Hiveminion. Gets the suppression. And this Carnifex lives. Almost level 4. That's why I was able to stand up to those guys for so long, I guess. A tough Carnifex over there. Crushing Claw now for Miguel with improved Synapse and a Warp Field. These sluggers are in for a bad time. Real bad time. Can they get a decap though before they all horribly die? Killing models in 2 hits. Or 1 hit if they're retreating. Ouch. Almost got them. Need to get that VP back now, buddy. 35 to 184. Single cap for the Orks because of a sneaky Lictor from Hiveminion. A Swarmlord is on the way, but look at these Ork rosters. They are ginormous. Another Knob Squad. And Best Move does have enough to drop a Rocks. Here's another tier 3 Lictor from oLev sneaking away. Bunch of dead Termagants here. Kommando looking to set up a high explosive shells shot, but spotted by the Venom Brood and the Warriors. Throws in a stun bomb though. And then maybe a high explosive shell shot. I don't know if suppression messes with that. Ravener's getting stuck in. Just trying to occupy the rest of the Orks. Maybe to allow for a cap. Here comes a Venom Cannon Hive Tyrant from Hiveminion. Hunter. Another Neurotrope is up. Swarmlord hits the field now. oLev looking quite depleted. They got another decap though. They did get another decap. It's a double Knob Squad push though. And there's a single for Tyranids. Can they get this cap? Hive Tyrant is out of there. We've got Shooter Boys in the garrison. Warrior Brood, oh. There's Love the Daka into a Rocks. I think the Warrior Brood's going to be okay, but what about the rest of this stuff? Carnifex is not going to survive this. Damn, so many rockets and beamies and stuff. Painful. 24 to 160 now. 1-to-1 cap. And Orks are going to get the 2-to-1. There's Paroxysm. And a well-aimed Cataclysm, but it's not enough alone. Did some good damage to those knobs though. Here's that tier 3 Lictor just tearing through some sluggers. There's a lot of stuff here though. And the Venom Cannon Carnifex is not great for dealing with all this infantry. Sluggers will put up a good fight there with a Knob Leader as well against the Lictor. Push their natural suggests Hunter. There's that Swarm Lord. Provides a speed and reinforcement synapse to nearby Tyranids. Pretty nasty in combat itself too. Rending Talons coming back in for Hunter. More knobs this time for PotatoBiribilla. Not sure what the heck that means. Look how strong the Orks look on the 2 VPs now. Can the Tyranids push through anywhere? Because if they push mid, they might be the mother of all Orky flanks coming down those stairs. Shooter Knob Leader spots the Lictor. Swarmlord gets in there. Might see a Blade Flurry. Mob Squad use their Frenzy. Doesn't want to use the Blade Flurry with the Frenzy active. Now using Leech Essence to get some health back. There's a Paroxysm too. Oh, I think that's Symbiosis healing it. I don't think that was a Leech Essence. That was a Symbiosis from the Zone Flip, I believe. Well played by Hunter. Not sure why it's not using the Leech Essence. It's losing health. It's surrounded by stuff. There we go. There's the Leech Essence. Mega Rumbler though stuns it in place. Hive Tyrant falls. No, he's killing things. He's not falling over. 24 to 107. Massive fight here on this natural VP. Ravener goes for the cap. Positions itself so it can fire. Hive Tyrant of Hunter goes down. Swarm Lord also fell. Single cap here for the blue team. So many rockets. So many rockets. This Carnifex is so far forward here. There's a Rocks. Bad news for those warriors. Synapse explosions. This Carnifex has 11 hit points. Needs to move so fast. Gets a cheeky Bioplasma in there to stop the cap. But it didn't work. Warboss was still close enough to keep decapping, but that did. That was a Cataclysm, I think. Down goes that Carnifex. 2-to-1 for the Tyranids here. And here's a Thornback on the Eastern. Taking shots from a Beamy. Ripper Swarm get in there. Ravener Brood, can they get a decap? Quite a big deal if they can. Orc trying to get their natural again. That was a really good push from the Tyranids. Didn't think they were going to get a cap there. But they did momentarily. Cost them a lot though. It did cost them a lot. Hunter. Not far away from another Carnifex. I mean, they're getting dealt with though, aren't they? Could get some Gene Stealers maybe. I mean, they do well against the knobs, but it's otherwise difficult to deliver them into combat with so much DACA. Still triple shooters here for best noob. And they're probably all level 4. Yeah, they are. All have that aiming. What's that as well? Double cap for the Tyranids though. Oh, it's a big deal. They get it. They get it. Well done, Tyranids. That was hard fought and well earned. The Orks had massive armies. Felt like the Tyranids were playing catch up, but they pulled through at the end. They played that VP game and they got it done. Well done, fellas. Had a level 5 Hive Tyrant, had a level 4 Hive Tyrant, level 8 for the Ravener Alpha with regenerate at the end. Level 9 Kommando had some fun with that shotgun. Level 8 Warboss with those knobs, of course. I don't think they never got their. Oh, these fellas did. But these fellas didn't get their U-jammers. And a level 7 mech. Set up some good stuff with the Mega Rumbler. But that cap on this VP turned out to be absolutely vital. and a well-timed push for the contested 2. Well, there you have it. Big thanks to these players for taking part, and for Impregnable, of course, for organising these faction war events. And thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.